Dear students, today we will read a fresh chapter from Beehive textbook, and the title of the chapter is A Truly Beautiful Mind. Through this chapter, we will come to know about a brief life history of Albert Einstein, whose name I believe is not unknown to you. He was a scientist, everyone knows very well. After going through a brief life history of Albert Einstein, we will also come to know one of the important features of a successful personality. We will also know that what are the qualities of a genius and what one should do in order to make oneself in a known or genius personality of the world. Let us come to the chapter now. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879. 14th March 1879. He was born, but his birth was not received as a pleasant event in the family. It was because Einstein, as a baby, had a head which was a little bigger. A newly born baby has a head of a normal size, but it was not with Einstein. His head was a little bigger, and his mother began to think that the child is going to be foolish in his career ahead. As a result, Einstein didn't get the kind of love he was entitled to from his mother. Another demerits of baby Einstein was that he became a human baby of almost 2 years, but he was unable to speak. After Einstein attained the age of 2.5 years, he started speaking, but he started speaking again in a peculiar way. Whatever the word he used to speak twice. Einstein grew in age, and he was taken to a school where he was admitted. In the school, his performance in all these subjects were satisfactory. I didn't like the regimentation of the school and refused to follow the rules of discipline there. So Einstein left school at the age of 15. आइंस्टाइन के पिता उस समय तक सेटल्ड नहीं थे। वह अपने को सेटल करने के लिए उल्म को छोड़कर, जहां आइंस्टाइन का जन्म हुआ था, जर्मनी का उल्म नामक जगह था, उस जगह को छोड़कर वह मिलान चले गए। मिलान जाने से पहले वो आइंस्टाइन को अपने एक रिलेटिव्स के यहाँ छोड़ गए, और रिलेटिव्स को वह बता गए कि आइंस्टाइन को इस बात के लिए तैयार करने के लिए कि वह चाहे वह अपने मन चाहा स्कूल में एडमिशन ले सकता है। ठीक है, आइंस्टाइन was contacted, he was persuaded, and after much persuasion, Einstein became ready to get admission in a school. But my dear students, that school was not situated in Germany. Okay. The type of the school he chose to get admission in was located in Switzerland, a neighboring state of Germany. Then, so Einstein became very pleased and started his study with a sense of utter satisfaction. Einstein became a matriculate, and his school life ended, and he became the student of a university. He got admission in Zurich University and became a college student. In the college, there came a girls student whose name was Maliva Mary, who hailed from Serbia. She came in that particular school because in her own country, female education was not allowed. Einstein observed that girl very closely and found that girl equal in scientific mental ability. So he started developing a friendship with her. The friendship flourished. They became good friends, and Maliva Mary started assisting Einstein in her work, and days were passing very happily this way. Einstein now became a graduate, and now he was in look for a job. And finally, he got a job in a patent office. In the patent office, his job was to go through the recent inventions and discovery submitted by the other people. His job was to examine the submitted research and discoveries and find out whether the discoveries and inventions are new and have been done by the submitter himself or herself. And after coming to know the fact, if the submission was found to be original, Einstein certified it and gave it certified certificate, and on his certificate that particular inventions and discoveries were registered to the name of the submitter. Okay, so this way Einstein started his job, but he was doing his job, but he was at the same time keeping his research in continuation. Finally, Einstein was able to devise a new theory of motion. It is called the theory of relativity, and he presented his discoveries in the form of a formula, and that formula is E equal to mc square. And after giving this theory, there was a complete revolution in the world of science. Now the scientists worldwide began to tell him to prove it, because he had challenged the old theory of motion, old theory of relativity. Now it was time for Einstein to prove it. What happens in science? Simply giving scientific theory is not enough. Okay? You have to prove it, and after proving it, then and only then you are attributed the term the scientist. So this much for today.